to our chair yoga. It's great to see lots of new people today, and of course, familiar people as well. Um, so this is part of our Grow with GoGo series, so just something you can access with your membership. Just a quick reminder of what else you can access with your GoGo membership. So in addition to these classes, you can get rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services, all by calling one number. And that phone number is 855-464-6872. We also have a referral program. So at the bottom of your GoGo receipts, there is a code. If you give that code to a friend, they will get, you will both get $30 in GoGo credit once they've taken their first service. So a really nice win-win if you know someone who would benefit. We also have a Facebook group, so if you want to continue any of our conversations online, you can find us on Facebook, and we'll share a link to that in the chat. Alrighty, and so if we haven't met, I'm Aedra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo on Wednesdays and Fridays. What do we need today? So for our chair yoga class, all you need is a chair. So our chair yoga class is mostly seated, pretty low key, lots of stretching, very accessible. If you are looking for something more intense, you should come to our functional fitness class. That class is a little bit more challenging, physically challenging. Let's see. Before we get moving, does anybody remember the move of the week? So you have to remember that it wasn't the functional fitness move of the week. So it was from like 2 weeks ago, our Wednesday yoga move of the week. Does anyone remember? You can either shout it out, so unmute yourself, or put it in the chat. I can't see everybody all at once, so I'll scroll through your videos, but go for it if you remember.
Heel to toe.
Oh, somebody said heel to toe. That was a couple of weeks ago, so that's a good guess. It does have to do with your feet, though, kind of. Any other guesses? Something to do with our ankles. Balancing, that's a good guess. So that's our functional fitness move of the week. So that you'll want to remember for next Wednesday, standing on one foot. No, wow. Okay, well, we'll have to really hammer in today's move of the week. So the move of the week was ankle circles. So practicing moving those ankles. Maybe we'll repeat the move of the week. We'll see. We'll see how today goes. But whatever move of the week we choose for today, I'll be sure to do it maybe a few extra times throughout class to ingrain it in your brain to practice for the next few weeks. Okay, with that, I'll stop sharing my screen. Let's get going. So here in a moment, I should pop up nice and big. If for some reason I didn't come up as your big screen, you have to adjust your settings. So we can't override your settings on Zoom. So the way you would do that is you would move your cursor to the top right-hand corner of your Zoom screen, and a box will pop up that says View. You want to pick Speaker View if you want to see me nice and big, and Gallery View if you want to see everybody else. Just adjust this a tiny bit. There we go. All right, so from your seat, plant those feet down. Let's take some big circles with the torso. So just tuning into the body here. Go ahead and take your circles the other way. So just a reminder that this is your time and your practice. So if you ever feel like you need to take a break or modify something or add something, please do so. Listen to your body. Sitting nice and tall. Let's inhale, pull the chest forward and the elbows back. So we'll do some seated cat-cow. So we're lifting the sternum up, and then exhale, round the back, drop the chin to the chest, tuck your tail. Inhale, elbows can pull back, chest can lift. Exhale, arms can reach forward, tail can curl. I'll give you a side view as well. Keep going. Follow your breath. So throughout class, I will adjust my position so that you can get different angles of what I'm doing. You don't need to move when I move sideways or at an angle so that you can see. It's just so that you get some other views to make this a little bit easier to understand what the movements are. Couple more. Go ahead and make your way back to center. Let's do a few shoulder rolls forward. And a few shoulder rolls back. Let the shoulders relax. And let's take one hand to the chest and one to the abdomen. Feel free to close your eyes or keep your eyes open. But begin to tune into your breathing. So notice the movement of your breath beneath your palms. As you inhale, you might feel a sense of expansion. And as you exhale, a softening. And just follow the movement of your breath for the next minute. If you'd like, you can try and slow your breath down just a little bit. Then from this space of calm, feel free to set an intention for your practice. So maybe there's something you'd like to cultivate or someone you'd like to honor. A nice intention might be finding flexibility or calm or ease. So set whatever you'd like for yourself now. Take a deep inhale through the nose, fill your lungs. Exhale, let it go. Go ahead and release your hands to your lap. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open them. We'll begin to rotate the head, turning the head right and left. So just moving in a range that feels good and safe to the neck, to the body, now and always. Then go ahead and nod the head yes, looking up and down. Back to center. Let's bring the right ear towards the right shoulder, side stretch of the neck. Shoulders are relaxed, so it doesn't matter how far you go. You're just going to whatever range feels good. And then other ear to shoulder. One more time, each side, right ear to right shoulder. If you'd like now, you could reach your left fingertips downward to give you just a little extra stretch here. And then switch sides, other ear to shoulder, reach the right fingertips downward if you'd like.
coming back to center. Let's do some wrist circles now. So circling those wrists. I'm going outward. Doesn't really matter which way you go because we'll go both ways. Noticing those pops and cracks. Go ahead and circle the other direction. Then letting that go, we'll reach that right arm forward. I'm mirroring you. Palm faces forward, fingers down. And then you'll use your left hand to hold onto your fingers to pull the fingers back so that you get a nice forearm stretch. I'll give you a side view too. So we're stretching the forearm. If it's more comfortable, your hand can always be lower, so it doesn't need to be shoulder height. Go ahead and release and switch sides. Other arm reaches forward, palm forward, fingers down. Grab a hold of the fingers with your right hand to pull the fingers back so that you get a nice forearm stretch. Couple of deep breaths, neck is relaxed. Go ahead and release. Let's take the thumbs inside of your palms and then wrap the fingers around the thumbs. And then flex the wrists like you're about to knock on a door. So you're at the end of knocking on a door. I'll show you a side view. It's sort of this awkward position, but it will give you a little bit of stretch for some of us at the back of the hand, back of the forearm. You might even feel as though your fingers want to splay open. You want to try and keep that fist as you have your fingers flexed, or your, well, fingers and your wrists flexed. Elbows bent is nice as well. One more breath here. And release, shake it off. All right, let's inhale, open up the chest. We'll reach the arms out to the side, and then palms face out to the side and fingers back, really opening the chest, but you might also feel a stretch along the forearms, along the front of the chest and the palms. And then exhale, round your back, turn your palms back so that the backs of the hands can touch. We're internally rotating the shoulders, drop the chin to the chest. So we inhale, open up the chest, fingers are reaching back. And then exhale, round the back. You could even flex at the wrists so that the backs of the hands, backs of the wrists touch. I'll give you a side view. Keep going at your own pace. So don't worry about my speed or anybody else's. Also, sometimes I sprinkle in extra explanations. You can always let them go. So you take it or leave it. Take what's helpful, let go of what doesn't make sense. Go ahead and come back to center, sitting nice and tall. Arms rest by your side. Let's side bend, reaching one hand downward, coming back through center, and then other hand down to your side. So we're side bending, so stretching the waist and maybe part of the rib cage. If you'd like to add on, one hand reaches down as the other hand reaches towards the ceiling. So it gives you just a little more stretch. And then coming up through center. Same thing on the other side. Adding the breath, inhale into your side bend, exhale as you rise. And again, I'm just giving you a side view so you have a sense of what this looks like. Make your way back to center. Go ahead and bend your elbows. And let's bring that right elbow over the left. And you have lots of arm options here. You can hug yourself, or you could take eagle arms with your fingers reaching towards the ceiling. The backs of the hands or the palms could touch. So again, it's hugging yourself or hands are up, whatever feels best. Imagine you are squeezing a block between your knees. So you don't want those knees to move. You don't want to drop that brick. So you have an imaginary brick between those knees. Don't drop it. Let's inhale, twist the spine one way. Exhale, twist the spine the other way. Keep going. Follow your breath. Make your way back to center. Release the hands. Take note of which elbow is on top. We're just switching. Other elbow comes on top. Either you're hugging yourself or hands are reaching upward. Whatever feels better. Same exact thing. We inhale, twist one way, maybe twist the other way this time. And then exhale, twist. Keep going at your own pace. Come back to center, release the hands and shake them out. Let's give the upper body a little break and move into some heel raises. So alternating, lifting one heel and then the other. So the ball of the foot or the front third of the foot stays on the ground and the heel and arch will lift off of the ground. All right, let's lift that right leg and cross the right thigh over the left. So you're just crossing your legs. And then we'll do some ankle circles with the leg or the foot that is off the ground. So nice ankle circles. So we're just doing this because it's when we're crossed, it's easy to have the foot off of the ground without having to hold on with your arms. Go ahead and circle the other way. If crossing your thighs is too much, you could always hold on to your leg in front of you. So that's an option as well, or just have the leg lifted using the strength of your thigh to have the leg up. All right, let's let that go. Bring the right foot down and we're switching. So we're crossing that left thigh over the right thigh. And then that foot that is no longer touching the ground, ankle circles one direction. Ankle circles the other way. And then go ahead and relax that foot. Bring the foot back down to the ground. Let's stretch that right leg forward in front of us, straightening that right leg out. If you are sitting far back in your chair, go ahead and scoot yourself towards the front edge of the chair so there's lots of space between your back and your backrest. That way you can actually straighten the leg. If you're sitting too far back, you can't really straighten the leg and have the heel on the ground. So you have to scooch forward so that really just your glutes are on the chair and the back of the thigh is really off of the chair. So we have our straight right leg and a bent left knee. We'll go ahead and point and flex that right foot, moving through the ankle. Next time the toes are facing up towards the ceiling, your foot is flexed, go ahead and pause. Hinging from the hips, we'll inhale, lean forward a little bit. Feel the stretch intensify along the back of the leg, and then exhale, sit tall, back away from the stretch. Inhale, lean into the stretch. Exhale, back off. Keep going. Follow your breath. Then as you're ready, we'll go ahead and hold the stretch. So you could sit tall if you get a stretch there. You could lean forward and brace yourself on your hands. So hands can be resting on your left thigh. If you feel like you still need more, you could bring your left forearm to rest on your left thigh and reach that hand, your right hand, down to your shin. So find whatever position works for you. Keep a relatively long spine for most of your back, but then if you'd like, let your head and neck go so you can let your neck round, and that will give you maybe a little more stretch. When we let that heavy head go, you can feel this, oftentimes this whole line of stretch in your back. Let your breath slow down here. Go ahead and start to lift yourself back up. Rebend that right knee. Gently windshield wiper your knees side to side. Shake it off. And we'll go to the other side. So left leg stretches out in front of us. Let's point and flex that left foot. So again, you want to make sure that you're sitting pretty far forward in your chair so that that left leg can be mostly straight. Toes go up towards the ceiling. So dorsiflex the foot. So left toes up, left leg stays straight. We'll inhale, lean forward, feel that stretch intensify, and then exhale, sit tall, back away from the stretch. Inhale as you lean forward. Exhale as you back off. Keep going. Follow your breath. And then as you're ready, we'll go ahead and hold the stretch. So you could do that sitting tall. You could do that leaning forward using your hands for support. You could bring your right forearm to your right thigh or your left hand down to your left shin. Once you've found whatever position feels good, if it feels safe, feel free to let your head and neck go so that you get a little bit of stretch into your back in addition to the back of the leg. Sometimes also when you let the head go, you don't get more stretch in the back, but you feel the back of your leg get more tension. Two more deep breaths here. And slowly make your way back up. Rebend that left knee. Gently windshield wiper your knees side to side. Shake it off. All right, let's go ahead and bend those elbows 90 degrees. and then reach the hands out to the side or the fingers out to the side. So the bend is still a 90-degree bend. The upper arms are close to the body, close to the torso, but the fingers are now reaching to the side and the thumbs are reaching back. So we're really externally rotating the shoulders here. I'll give you a side view. So depending on your flexibility, your hand might be further forward or back, but really thinking that you're reaching that hand behind your body. You're trying to get those thumbs back behind you. 2 more breaths. Now we're going to do the opposite. We'll bring those hands behind the back. I'll give you a back view. So the backs of the hands are touching our back. Go as high up as you can, but that might mean it's low. So it might be at your hips, it might be at your low back, you might be able to reach up higher. So just go as high as you comfortably can. So now we're really internally rotating those shoulders and hold for several breaths. And we'll let that go, shake it off. Let's move to our standing portion of class. We only stand for a couple of minutes, so if standing is not for you, feel free to stay in your chair and make decisions about modifying what we're doing to make it seated. I'm not going to explain all the seated variations, or just do a completely different stretch, do something we've already done. Hang out for 3 to 4 minutes because we'll be back in seated shortly. If you can, try and get behind your chair. If you cannot get behind your chair, find a wall, find a table, find a counter, something you can hold on to. I'm going to go sideways here. Do not need to turn sideways. It will be easier if you just keep facing your screen. Let's take the feet pretty close together. So they don't need to touch, but bring them maybe 4 inches apart. I'm facing forward here for a moment so that you can see a little bit better. From there, we're going to let the weight shift forward and back. So I'll give you the side view of that. We're shifting forward and back. So it is up to you. If you feel like you need it for balance, hold on to your chair, maybe with 2 hands or 1 hand or 1 or 2 fingers. If you feel safe, then you can let go. Think about your whole body being a board. So there is no bending at the hips or at the waist. Everything is happening at the ankles. So the shift forward here, that movement's coming from the ankles. The shift back, movement's coming from the ankles. There's a moment where we want to bend back because we lose our balance. But see if you can keep that motion coming just from the ankles. Come back to center, and then we'll go side to side or right and left, and I'll give you a front view of that. Again, feel free to hold on as much or as little as you'd like, but we're still this board. We're this flat board, and it's the ankles making this motion, side to side. So we're going inner arch of one foot, outer arch of the other, and then swapping. Then go ahead and find this place where you are even weight, front to back, right to left. So we have a tendency to have a leg maybe that we favor or a position that we favor. See if you can find a spot where you're pretty equal weight-wise, front to back, right to left. Then let the palms rotate to face forward and close the eyes. Mountain pose. 3 deep breaths here. And then eyes open, hands come back to your chair or your table or your wall. Walk yourself back, upside down L pose or chair dog. So you're walking those feet back until those ankles are underneath your hips and your torso is about parallel to the earth. Now, if you'd like, your knees can be bent. If that gives you relief, go for it. If you want, torso can be lifted, or you can have a combination of the two. So make sure that this is accessible and feels safe and good on your body. Couple more deep breaths. And go ahead and walk yourself back up. Okay, let's take the right hand to your chair. You're going to face sideways so that the hand is on the chair. We're doing a side stretch here in a moment. We'll go ahead and cross. So whichever leg is closest to your chair in front. So right leg crosses in front of the left. You'll let your hips go to the left and then reach that left arm up and over into a side stretch. So we're holding on, right hand to your chair, right leg crosses in front of the left, hips move to the left, left arm reaches up and then all the way over, giving you a nice side stretch. Couple more deep breaths here. And then coming up. You can either just turn around or move the chair. I'm going to move the chair so I can keep facing you, but feel free to turn around and grab on with the other side. So this is our last standing pose here. So left hand to the chair, left leg, so leg closest to the chair, crosses in front. Hips go to the right, so hips shift over to the side, and then right arm can reach up and over for your side stretch. Notice if you're twisting when you're side stretching. Try to reduce the twist, that you're really doing this pure side bend as if you're in a very narrow hallway with a wall in front of you and behind you, covered with wet paint, and you don't want to get your clothing dirty. Couple more deep breaths here. And go ahead and lift yourself back up. Undo those legs and make your way back to your seat. So coming back to our chair if you came to the standing position. There's no rush, so take your time coming back. Once you're back, go ahead and take circles with your torso. Just a nice reset. And go the other way. And back to center. All right, let's do that figure four stretch. Let's cross that right ankle over the left ankle. That's option one. Let the knee open out to the side. Option two, put that foot, that right foot up onto something. Option three, you're crossing the ankle over the thigh. So you pick what feels good. Find that position. Now, if you're crossing the ankle over the thigh and you're not quite there, but you're really close, sit up onto something. So either maybe you have a higher stool in your house, or maybe you could put some cushions underneath your hips just to give you a few inches of height. Now, from there today, we're going to do a little bit of a side bend since we've been doing several side bends as part of this stretch. So whichever leg is on top, so we have our right leg on top, I'm mirroring you. You're going to move away from that right leg. So we're going to move to the left. You can stay with your arms down, or if you'd like, you could reach that right arm up. Now I find that suddenly makes this quite the workout, having the arm up and trying not to fall over as I stretch. So if that's what's happening for you, just bring the arm back down. Couple of deep breaths. Then lift your torso back to center, leave your legs wherever they are, and now we'll lean straight forward. So leaning forward, you decide how far forward you go. And then maybe again, you're going to let your head and neck go if that feels comfortable and safe on your neck. Go ahead and bring yourself back up. Under your legs, shake them off. And then we'll find that on the second side. So left ankle can cross over the right. Let that knee open out to the side. Feel free to put your left foot up onto something, a stool, a coffee table, a block, just a little lift. Or bring your ankle over your thigh. And again, feel free to sit up onto something higher to make this just a little more accessible. So we're going to find that side bend again, moving away from whichever leg is on top. So with the left leg on top, we're going to lean to the right or away from the left. Feel free to keep your arms down or reach an arm up. You could always reach the arm up for a few breaths and then decide to bring it back down. Noticing where you feel the stretch when you're doing this side lean. And as always, it's up to you how far you go. Maybe it's just a very small lean that feels great. Maybe it's a bigger lean. Just knowing that every day is different and every body has a unique body. Couple more breaths here in this side bend. Go ahead and bring your torso back to center. Leave your legs as they are, and then lean forward. So as you lean forward, you'll probably feel more stretch in that glute region. Feel free to let your head and neck go if that feels safe and comfortable for your body. Go ahead and lift yourself back up. Under your legs, shake them off. Let's inhale. Circle those arms up to the side and up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and clasp those hands. So interlace those fingers at the top. Let's do a little inhale, side bend to one side. Exhale back to center. Inhale over to the other side. Exhale back to center. Let those palms lower to the chest. You can release the clasp. Let the thumbs rest on your sternum. So palms touch, hands to the heart. Close the eyes. Take a moment to find your breath again. Check back in with your intention if you set one. And then take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. So our Wednesday move of the week that you will have to hold on to for our next Wednesday yoga. So not next week, because next week is functional fitness. Our Wednesday move of the week for yoga is side bending. So we did a lot of different side bending. We did the side bending at the start of class, either with the arms up or the arms down. We did at the end here, this clasping with both arms up. We did the standing side bend. We also did a side bend with the figure 4. So keeping it really open, try and find moments to do some side bending to stretch your waist. So move of the week is side bend. I hope you remember that. If you are like me and you forget things, write it down. So I'm going to write it down. And really the goal here of the moves of the week is so that you can incorporate these movements throughout the week, just to get movement outside of class, because we only have class twice a week, and really only one yoga and one functional fitness a week. And so it's great to get moving at other times. So with that, the floor is yours. If you have any questions regarding class, yoga, or functional fitness, now is your time. You can unmute or put yourself in the chat. And of course, if you're ready to go, you're absolutely welcome to leave as needed. So we have a question here. If this is recorded, could we access it again? Yes. So we have a YouTube channel. V will share the YouTube channel here in a moment in the chat, but also you get a link to the YouTube channel when we email you about class. So when you get that email saying, hey, class is coming up, there should be a link in that email for our YouTube channel. This class will probably pop up a week or two later. So we do have some delay because we have to upload the videos. But yes, you can access it and you can see there, V just put it in the chat, the link there. Wait, we have some nice messages. Thank you from Sherry. This felt really good from Fran and Georgia. Awesome. Awesome, Gail. I see that. Love doing all the exercises, even with a bum knee. I love that. I love that you're able to move and care for your body, even if your knee is hurting or not functioning the way you want it to. I'm seeing here in the chat, I discovered how very tight I am and how much more often I need to stretch. I did this with a forearm and thumb cast too. Oh, awesome. Hey, that's amazing. Yeah, a lot of people actually come after they've had surgery and they just modify as needed. So that's really great that you're still doing it even if you're recovering from an injury. Yeah, and we need to stretch, I mean, every day if possible. That's why there's the move of the week. Alrighty.
Aedra,
Yes, Bertha.
this is 1 week since having the heart valve replaced, and this is my first exercise class. I didn't stand up, but I love all your modifications, and I'm thrilled to be back.
I'm so happy you're back, and I'm so glad you were able to do this 1 week after is unbelievably impressive. That's a pretty major surgery.
Well, they replaced the valve through the artery, so it's not open chest surgery.
Okay.
But nevertheless, I'm thrilled for many reasons, and I'll be back again.
Awesome.
And also, as a commercial, I've been taking GoGo to my medical appointments, and sometimes from New Jersey to New York, and it's been very helpful to me.
That's amazing. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that you're able to use it as you're doing all the doctor's appointments. And I'm glad you're back. I'd been thinking about you. Me and V were thinking, is Bertha okay? We miss her. So we're really glad you're back and okay.
I got better because you were thinking of me.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I'll keep that in mind. I'll always, I always notice, especially anybody who comes regularly, if you're not here, I think, are you okay? So, you are all in my mind. even when we have 50 people in the class. If you come every week after a few months, I know who you are. Alrighty, well, if no one else has any questions or comments, I will let you go. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Friday is functional fitness, so a little bit more intense of a class, primarily standing. And then our next yoga would be the following Friday, because we like to make your brain hurt. I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Audrey.
Thank you.
God bless.